Have you ever felt like there was something about you that set you apart from the rest? Like you were walking a different path, one that others couldn't quite understand? Maybe you've spent your whole life feeling like an outsider, not because you wanted to be, but because the world never seemed to resonate with the fire burning inside you. If that feeling has followed you like a shadow, then know this: it's not an accident. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to rise. There are forces in this world that try to mold you, shape you into something safe, something predictable. But deep down, you know that was never your destiny. There's a power within you, a truth that refuses to be silenced. And it's been calling you, waiting for the moment when you finally step forward and embrace who you were always meant to be. That moment isn't in the past. It isn't in the future. It's now. This is not just another video. This is a wake-up call, a battle cry for those who refuse to sleepwalk through life. If you've ever felt like your mind, your heart, your very existence was tuned into something deeper, if you felt the weight of expectations trying to crush you, but still, you refuse to break, then this message is for you. Because the truth is, some people are born to follow. Some people are born to settle. But then, there are those who are different. Those who see beyond the illusion. Those who cannot be caged, cannot be tamed, and will never surrender their soul for the comfort of the ordinary. And if you're still here, listening, feeling this in your bones, then you already know. You were never like them. You were chosen for something greater. There are those who move through life following the script handed to them, playing by the rules, fitting into the mold, never questioning, never resisting. And then there are the few, the ones who feel the weight of something deeper, the ones who know, instinctively, that they were not made to conform. These few are the chosen, the ones destined to carve their own path, no matter how brutal, no matter how lonely. If you're watching this, it's not by accident. Something inside you is stirring, whispering, urging you to wake up. And when you start to notice the signs, you will never see the world the same way again. Because once you know you were chosen, there's no turning back. 1. You refuse to be fake. From the time you were young, you sensed it. How easily people wore masks, how effortlessly they slipped into roles that weren't their own. But you could never stomach pretense. You never understood how others could lie with a smile, agree just to belong, pretend just to keep the peace. Every time you tried to fit in, to silence your real thoughts, something inside you rebelled. It's not arrogance. It's not stubbornness. It's truth. The truth that pulses in your veins, the truth that makes it impossible for you to betray who you really are. People may misunderstand you for it. They may call you difficult, cold, even ruthless. But you know the cost of dishonesty, and you refuse to pay it. You see through the charades, the false pleasantries, the shallow words spoken without meaning. And because of this, you choose your circle carefully. You'd rather walk alone in your own truth than stand in a crowd built on lies. You value depth, sincerity, and raw, unfiltered reality. And though the world may call you harsh, it will never call you weak. Because those who refuse to be fake are the ones who shake the foundations of everything false. 2. You carry an unshakable restlessness. There's a fire in you that refuses to die. No matter where you are, no matter what you achieve, there's always a voice inside whispering, "This isn't it. There's more." While others find comfort in routine, you feel trapped. The idea of a predictable, mundane life suffocates you. You crave something greater, not material wealth, not empty success, but something deeper. A purpose, a mission, a reason for all the struggle, all the pain, all the nights you lay awake wondering why you were born different. It's why you've never settled, why no amount of security or stability could ever make you stay in a place where your soul feels caged. You were never meant for mediocrity. You were built for something more. And until you find it, until you chase it, until you grasp it with both hands and refuse to let go, you will never feel at peace. Some may call this restlessness a flaw, but you know the truth. It is a sign, a sign that you were chosen to break limits, to seek the extraordinary, to change the very fabric of the world. 3. You walk alone, even in a crowd. You've always felt it, the distance between you and others. Even in a room full of people, you feel like an outsider, an observer watching from the edge. Conversations that excite them bore you. Their concerns seem small, their ambitions hollow. You crave something deeper, something real. This loneliness is not a curse. It is proof that your path is different. While others find comfort in belonging, you find strength in solitude. You do not need validation. You do not need approval. You walk alone not because you have to, but because your journey demands it. And when you do meet another like you, another who carries the same fire, the same hunger, the same refusal to bow, it is not mere friendship. It is recognition. Two warriors crossing paths in a world that doesn't understand them. But whether alone or alongside another, you will not stray from your path, because those who are chosen must first learn to stand alone. 4. You see through the illusion. The world has tried to deceive you from the start. It feeds people distractions, meaningless goals, empty rewards. It tells them to chase success, money, status, thinking these things will bring fulfillment. But you see through it all. You've always questioned what others accepted. You never swallowed the lies they fed you. You knew, deep down, that the truth was buried beneath layers of deception. And so you searched. You tore apart the illusions, unlearned the falsehoods, and uncovered the raw, often painful reality beneath. This is why the world feels strange to you, why you don't fit into its games. Because you are no longer blind. And once the veil has been lifted, you can never be deceived again. They will call you crazy. They will mock you, label you a misfit, try to shame you back into silence. But you will not fall. Because once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. And that truth is your greatest weapon. 5. You are willing to sacrifice everything. The path of the chosen is not easy. It demands everything. The weak cannot walk it. The comfortable cannot survive it. It will strip you of illusions, test your strength, and demand sacrifices that others would never dare to make. And yet, despite it all, you stay the course. You have given up friendships, comfort, even love, all in the name of something greater. You have endured loneliness, hardship, and suffering, because you know, deep in your soul, that what awaits on the other side is worth it. This world was never meant for you, not the way it is. You were meant to reshape it, to break the chains, to rise beyond the limits set by those who fear change. And that requires sacrifice. But the difference between you and them is this. They fear losing what they have, but you fear dying without ever having fulfilled your purpose. And that is what makes you unstoppable. Because those who are willing to sacrifice everything for their truth are the ones who change the world. The road ahead is not an easy one. It never was. Those who are chosen are not given a life of comfort, nor are they handed a path free of struggle. Instead, they are forged in the fires of hardship, sharpened by solitude, and strengthened by every battle they endure. If you recognized yourself in these signs, then you already know, deep in your soul, that you were never meant to be ordinary. The things that set you apart, the burdens you carry, the way the world has always felt different to you, none of it was random. It was preparation, a test, a calling. But here's the brutal truth. Not everyone who is chosen will rise. Some will give in. Some will fall back into the illusions of this world, seeking comfort over purpose, choosing the easy road instead of the hard one. That is why so few ever step into their true power. That is why the path of the chosen is walked only by those who refuse to kneel, refuse to be broken, refuse to be anything less than what they were meant to be. The question is, will you answer the call? Will you embrace the fire inside you, even when the world tries to put it out? Will you stand alone, knowing that the price of truth is often isolation? Will you fight for something greater, even when no one understands? Or will you turn away, pretend you never saw the signs, and spend your life wondering what could have been? Because once you know, once you feel it in your bones, there is no escape. You can run from it, deny it, bury it deep inside, but it will never leave you. It will whisper to you in the silence. It will haunt you in the quiet moments, because the truth cannot be erased. So, to those who are ready, to those who refuse to settle, to those who would rather burn in their truth than live in a lie, this is your moment. Rise, walk the path, become what you were meant to be. The world is waiting.